Mic check 212.
Mic check 212.
All righty. So we have the mic working correctly. So on today's video, today's live stream, we have a very sad live stream today about the trajectory of relationships, the trajectory of society. What's going on, Detroit Coalition? What's up? What's going on? America, our society is collapsing right before our eyes. It's another sad tale. We're so concerned about racism in America. We're so worried about the economy, so worried about political stance that we're neglecting what really matters. And what really matters is family. And if you don't have good, strong families, that means you don't have a good, strong society, a good, strong community. Marriage rates are at an all-time low. Relationships cannot be getting into or either maintained. Some people have problems getting into relationships. Some people have problems maintaining the relationship. Either way it goes, the gender dynamics are faltering. What's going on, Danielle? What's going on, Boom Seti, if I said that correctly? We're having a tremendous amount of turmoil and problems in society. And so when you guys look at the thumbnail and you say 1 in 4 will be single forever, that means 25% of the population will be lonely, destitute, left out to dry. And it said adults, so that means both men and women. Oftentimes we talk about the women, how they'll be single and lonely with cat ladies. The decision that women are going to have to make going forward is whether they're going to just have sex with men and have their own place and have a few pets for emotional stability and companionship, or are they going to share the top 10 men, the top 10% men? That's their options. As men, if you're in the bottom, probably 30%, you're not getting anything. You're not economically attractive. You're already struggling in the attractive department already. So the bottom 30% of men will probably get nothing. You'll be left out to dry, either to your X-rated videos, uh, your robots, if when they create them, because they're going to create them. There's a whole marketplace for them. A lot of people in society will be forgotten, left out to dry. Ali, have some fun. It ain't. It's not really that I'm like. It's not really that I'm depressed. It's just like, bro, like when you look at the truth, see, I understand why now people don't want the truth because the truth is depressing. The truth is um, harsh. And so it's not really necessarily that I'm depressed. I definitely could use a holiday. I definitely like working though, as far as YouTube goes. But I mean, it's just so much negativity going on in the world. The trajectory, the society is collapsing. You know, I think whenever I do travel, that will be some of the most joyful times because we'll be getting outside of the rigid mindset of America, exploring the world, seeing what the world has to offer. So definitely a vacation would help. But this is I ran across this recently, and I was just like, wow, bro, like you know the 2030 statistics when they said that women will be single and lonely, that's real, along with men. scathing, and necessary. Amen. Detroit, we have to talk about these things. Guys, you have to realize in this world that we live in, the only thing that's going to save you is the truth. That's the only thing that's going to save you. There's so many lies. Like, I don't think you guys fully understand or grasp the idea of how many people are lying to you in society today. It's not just mass media. It's not just the sporting, you know, commentators, the news analysts, the economists, the politicians, the celebrities. It's not just them. It's a lot of people on ground zero, local, people in your family, some of your friends from ignorance, either lying from ignorance, they don't know, or they're lying because, either your coworkers are lying to you because they're trying to get a competitive advantage. There's a lot of people lying, guys. And so the truth is the only thing that's going to, you know, really save you and help you make better decisions as you guys navigate through life. So, this is why normal people, the average person, they don't get very far because they don't know what's really going on. Yep, facts, Detroit, facts. And also, too, for being honest, the reason why the politicians and the reason why the elite, they lied to you. The reason why they lied to the common person so much is because the common person lies to them a considerable amount too. So the lies go both ways. That's the truth, unfortunately. As you guys come in here, don't hesitate to hit the like button. You just double tap the screen, hit the like button as you guys come in here. So with this new study that came out from Pew Research that says 1 in 4 adults, both men and women, combination of both, will be single forever, ever. So what does that actually mean? That means the amount of loneliness will skyrocket because we're social animals. We were never intended to be isolated. It's crazy, guys. People in prison, they go through solitary confinement for punishment. But in society, it's like in this technological age, we've created our own solitary confinement through the different technologies. We can get everything done from the phone, which means what? You never have to leave your home. And so a lot of people are solitary confinement right now, which is why cold approach is dead. It's not dead because people don't want to meet people in real life. It's dead because people don't know how to talk to each other in real life anymore. When you go up to people and try to, start a conversation, they're all weird and stuttering. They don't have any social skills. So that's one side of what's going to happen. The next side is mental illness will skyrocket. Mental illness will skyrocket because you're going to drive yourself insane trying to cope with the fact that you don't have a companion. And so I want to ask you guys a question. I got quite a few people in here that are coming in and out of the stream. And I want you guys, if you're watching the replay, I want you guys to answer this question. How do you think this will get fixed? Do you think this will get fixed because society will eventually burn down and that's how we'll get it fixed? Or do you think it'll self-correct on its own? Or do you think we can actually instill some laws or instill some incentives for people to go back to family and to establish families and communities? What do you guys think in the comment section or in the chat room? Can we fix this? Because I don't see if we do fix it, I don't see it happening anytime soon. Not in this generation of people. Not in this generation of people. Because guys, we have to look at the core, one of the core problems of why this is what it is. Um, the reason why this is what it is, people are staying single and can't get into relationships. All of this stems from the systems of our economics. Our economic structures are faltering. We're in massive debt as a country. Uh, Lots of turmoil right now. The average person cannot afford the cost of living in the city. Not with legislation. Hey, you know, Trump tried. Trump is. We're gonna get to that in a second, but I don't even know if you can offer enough money. Maybe you could, but that would just make sure that that would in fact make relationships transactional. But they're already transactional. So, my personal opinion, I think society's gonna have to burn down. We're gonna have to start over again. We're gonna have to be a civil war or something like the between the Union and the Confederates. That's what's going to have to happen, and a new order is going to have to happen. Ray Dalio keeps talking about this over and over again, and so, guys, we're on track to see a lot of crazy shit in our lifetime. Buckle up. This is going to get interesting. But a lot of the systems with our economy is messed up, which is contributing to people staying single. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention recently, but UPS just made a breaking news announcement late this week. They announced early this week. They announced that they're going to lay off 20,000 UPS workers. Now, it's already hard. See, in today's society, in today's economic culture, it's already hard. You're fighting two fights. First of all, it's hard to get a good job. So some people can't even get a good job. Like, people online submitting applications, hundreds of applications, not to get any answers back, and they're qualified for the jobs. And people, these different recruiters, these different employers, they have unrealistic standards for their employees, which ensures that, you know, most of the people will not get hired. So there's lots of different things going on with that. So that's one point. It's hard for you to even get a job in the first place. But let's just say you do get a job that pays well, you like the work culture, you fit in, all of that. Let's just say you find a good job. Well, then you have the fight to maintain it. Why? Because in this highly innovative technological society, when you're battling with robots and artificial intelligence, that's going to change the landscape drastically. So the concept of a 401k, the concept of you working 5 to 10 years at one job is non-existent because either there's going to be some kind of change that's going to cause you to get laid off, or you're going to have to bounce jobs because the cost of living is unaffordable and you can't stay at the same wage. These jobs don't um, go up when inflation goes up. They stay the same because they want to keep their employees at the same rate and keep their expenses down. And payroll is one of their biggest expenses. So job stability is becoming more and more non-existent. So, you're coming to a point to where there's no other choice but to go entrepreneurship, which everybody didn't have the stomach to do that. Go stay positive, bro. Stay positive. You think too negative, have to keep fighting. I mean, I don't really view it as like being negative. Um, but like positive, I mean, there's not really too much positive like things going on in relationships. Um, and plus, I'm gonna tell you the truth, Eddie. That's not. I think, in my opinion, people don't change with positivity and motivation. I think people change when you start talking mess to them, you start talking trash to them, saying you ain't gonna ever make it. That's reverse motivation, the opposite side. So you got the person A that's always preaching the Bible, always preaching positivity and good messages. And then you got the guy on the opposite side that which you guys are trying to get the same goal, you're trying to better and self improve. But this guy says it in a much harsher way. He talks trash to you, tells you more of the truth of where you are. You suck. If you keep doing this, you're gonna be trashed your whole life. I'm on this side. So like the positivity, it'll come in and out, but I'm not a motivational speaker. No, I don't have call in. I don't have call in yet. But you from the UK? Shout out to you, bruv. My UK bruv. The Willie Lynch methodology is a play nowadays. People see our differences as the issue. People blindly follow these leaders who feed into that. Those leaders then control the slaves. Facts. Facts. And so just the economics alone are going to make sure men and women stay apart because we know women's nature at this point. It's no secret. It's all over the internet. Hypergamy, all this stuff. Women date across and above. So we all know this. We all see these problems. Um, and so if a woman, because we live in a woke society, we still are dealing with some of the ramifications of DEI and feminism and all this stuff, which um, has made a matriarchal culture, which in fact has led to women getting more opportunities in the workforce than men. Even in the 20s right now, if you're in a 20-year-old, if you're in your 20s, they've done another research where women are actually making more money than the actual men their age, which is why they're saying on the internet openly on TikTok and Instagram that they're not going to date men their age because they're not economically attractive. They're not economically attractive. And we all know, as a man in your 20s, it takes a while for you to get the experience, to get the skill set, for you to get your stuff together. And so, women your age are out earning you, which in turn, if we're being telling the truth, that makes you non-select, especially if you're not a good-looking guy, or especially if you're not in an in-shape guy. Women, they'll sleep with you. They just won't take you seriously if you're an attractive guy, if you're in shape with no money. Your problem will run into you just can't be able to maintain that relationship. You just be a constant one night stand, women coming in and out. But if you're not in shape or have money or attractive, which it just comes from genetics, having symmetrical facial features, those men are struggling. The 1950s are gone, where all a man needed was a job, where all you needed was a job to go to church, and that was enough for you, your wife, and kids. If you want to do that, have that same lifestyle today, you better be trying to make a six figures. That's the starting point. And really, to be truthfully honest, you want to be probably mid to high six figures, depending on what state you live in, depending on which city you live in. So the economics are causing a huge problem on relationships, which is contributing to the fact that 1 in 4 adults will remain single. Some of those men will be incels. Some of those people will be women of the top 10% of earning because, if you're a woman making $500,000, you make most money than most people on planet Earth. So, and plus the guy that you want that makes $1 million, he has access to you and every other woman. And usually the woman that makes the most money is not the most attractive woman, or if you're, or she's making OnlyFans in today's society to make that money, which is going to be a short shelf life, which is why if you look at Ruby Rose recently, she was talking about, I need my man to make, at least $1 million, I think at least 5 million or something. It's completely ridiculous. Their standards are completely unrealistic today. Social media, dating apps, all of it is just a pool of gumbo that is incentivizing people to not be in relationships, which is contributing to this 1 in 4 adults not being in relationships. Definitely, I got to get outside. I think you're right, Eddie. Definitely. And plus, I just want to see like what the world has to offer, man. Different, historical facts and statues and history and I mean, of course, who didn't want to see the actual people and of the culture, of the different cultures and different other attractive women. So that is definitely so. That's why passport bro content is always that kind of evergreen content will always be a thing. If we always stay in one place, your mindset will stay stagnant and limited. If you want to expand your horizons and expand your network, you have to change your environment. So you're right, Eddie. You're right. You're not. I never said you were entirely wrong. I mean, that's one hell of a point, Detroit. That's one hell of a point. Um, Definitely don't agree with communism, but capitalism does have its problems as well. Let's just be real. There's no perfect system, but there's so many problems, man. So many problems in American society. I've been to Kenya twice, East African love guys. I heard Kenya's nice, very nice. I think Austin Holloman's in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. So if we did want to fix this problem, this is how we would fix it. And this is a possibility that's probably never ever going to happen. But it's good to sit around and talk about this because we know like this isn't going to change, really. So, what do you guys think if we were to fix this right now? What do you think would have to one of the first things that would have to change? This is one. That's true. Hey, they always say, like the old saying goes, go where you're celebrated and not where you're tolerated. Now, the problem is, because I keep hearing this about South African women as well, that, Western culture is contaminating and spreading across the world. Which, if feminism reaches different parts of the world, the women are going to latch on to that, and it's going to, of course, the women are going to take hold of that, and they're not going to change. Um, we see this with, excuse me, we see this with Japan. Stop looking for the ratchet, looking for the ones that want you. That's cool. That's good. That's a good advice for dating. But let's be real, like virgins, that's a non-existent thing. You're gonna run into a virgin today, uh, running into a woman that has a low body count. Yeah, I did hear that. UK, it's the accent. It's probably the accent, huh? But what would fix some of this in society, the gender dynamics, is if feminism went away and women went back to being homemakers. Now, that likelihood of that happening is slim to none, and Slim just died. Women have way too much freedom right now. They're not going to give up their freedom and go back in the house and just be housewives and be homemakers, and when you get home, cook you a meal and have the children already in bed and then give you a blowjob. Like, they're not going to do that. They're not going back in the house. They're too free. And think about it, guys. If you are a woman, why would you want to go back into the house when you can economically provide for yourself? You know, one thing we have to realize, since society has advanced so much and humankind has advanced so much, is, back in the hunter and gatherer days, women needed men for provision. Um, Back in the, I just got a text messages, so it's like distracting me right now from different people. Um, Back in the hunter and gatherer days, I found it. Women needed men for protection, provisioning and protection, because they were getting. If you weren't didn't have a man, you would get eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. And plus, people have already talked about this, so it's not anything new. But in society today, they don't really need you for protection. For the most part, society is pretty safe, unless you live in the inner city, unless you live in a low income inner city part of the city. But if you live in a good part of the city, you don't really need protection. And so men in a certain way are not actually needed for what they are usually needed for. So they can make their own money. They can have sex with who they want to have sex with. Um, they're not going to go back in the house. Right women will submit to you if she likes you enough. I'm not saying there's not a woman out there that won't submit to you. I'm not saying that. The problem that you run into is, does the woman meet your standard? Is she competent enough? Not only is she attractive, but is she competent enough? Uh, does she have enough class? All these things go into, will she make a good mother? Is she have control of her emotions, all these different factors. If she's a good quality woman, but is she posting half naked pictures all over the internet? And so I'm not here like you said, Eddie. There's some good women out here. I'm not saying there's like no good women out here. What I'm saying is the good women are in short supply, which means a lot of you guys are gonna have to settle for something less than what's ideal for you, less than what's ideal for you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and if you're a guy that's big on body count and all that, well, good luck finding you a virgin. Yeah, I think Eddie, I think you're like mistaken like what I'm like trying to say. Like it's not I'm not like in a delusional space where the world I'm not in a nihilistic state where like the world is going to shit and it's Armageddon and we're gonna all pass away and there's like no women out here and like it's not an extreme position I'm taking. I think you think I'm going like all relationships are going to hell. You can't find a woman at all. It's impossible. I never said any of that. So women aren't going back in the house. She has too much freedom. The government has figured out a way to tax both of you, which is which means it's bringing in more income than just if males were working. And then also it's going to cause problems when you're raising children. How is this going to cause problems when you're raising children? Well, since both of you guys are working, right? Unless you're going to be like a stay-at-home dad, like my past video just said, where there's a rise of staying-at-home dads. Both of you guys are going to be working, and so who's going to raise a child? Grandma. Grandma don't have the energy to do that. Gonna push him off to daycare, and then you guys, the man and the woman, are going to get mad at a daycare woman who's oftentimes just doing that job to get by, not really to be good at taking care of the children. And so, and then you're going to push them off to school, put a phone in their hand. They're going to get raised by everybody, the outside world, be neglected by you because you guys will be working all the time. And so everybody's going to raise the child, popular culture, the teacher, doing your duties because you guys are still working and so focused on making so much money that you're neglecting your own child, not imputing good manners and respect into them because you're too busy, which makes the children not turn into good quality children, good rational children. And so all this affects everything. Like, bro, this is not a philosophical like live stream, Eddie. I don't know what you try. Like, bro, like I already know what's going on. Like, I'm not in a negative mindset. I'm not really in a like I'm not really mad or sad or really anything. I'm just on here talking to you guys about some truth. Like when I turn this live stream off, I'm going to go run. I have a girl I'm actually seeing, and then that's gonna be that. Like, bro, like life is solid. I'm just here venting and telling you guys the truth. This when did this so Everybody in here watching this live stream on the replay or on the replay, does it sound like I'm complaining? And see, this is the problem. Why why do we get to a space? This is why men don't open up to anybody, even other men, because when you open up to other men, oh, you're soft. Oh, you got to walk it off. Why can't I just get my thoughts off and communicate and that be that? Why do I have to be insulted and called complaining, soft, all this stuff? Which is why men, they get that, they go in that place, they get to an actual place of delusion because they can't talk to anybody, and suicide rates are skyrocketing because they have nobody to talk to because you keep saying this is stuff is complaining. So they go into their room, get that Glock, and delete themselves. And delete themselves, homie, because they can't talk to anybody. They can't talk to men. You're going to get insulted by the men. Women either don't understand the struggles of a man or they think you're weak. So, where the hell, why do you think men are such in a crisis right now? I'm not talking about me. My life is good. I'm in shape. I'm good looking. I look fine. I'm good. I've never had trouble or struggles attracting women. I'm on here talking to a group of men that can identify with my message. Exactly, introvert. They either delete themselves because they don't have nobody to talk to, or since they feel no love from the village, like the old saying goes, when young men don't feel the love from the village, they burn the village down. And that's that 25% of men, those are the men that have started wars, civil war. It don't take, you don't need 50% of men to start a war. Most men don't even have the propensity or the want to invoke violence on other men. You know, the military men are like 15% of the male population. So it don't take too many men that are capable of violence to take over or go radical to cause a big ruckus in society. Exactly, Detroit. Exactly. They learn it from other dudes as well. You guys remember whenever you were younger, getting roasted and all that kind of stuff? Like women gauge how your interactions are with other men, and that's how they engage on whether you're good quality or not. Typically. What are your solutions then? Well, what do you mean what are my solutions are? How we can't fix this. The government doesn't want to fix relationships. Women don't want to fix relationships. Men are logic and rationale. We see the problems with it and we see the potential solutions for it, but the right people in power aren't going to change it. So, I mean, why do you think people like, guys, we can just keep saying the same stuff. Go to the gym, work on yourself, self improve. Like, that's really the only solution. But I mean, some people are self improving and not getting any answers still, which means the problem isn't just that, it's bigger, it's more detailed, it's not surface level. I remember a guy in college who was tall and in shape. He's like, yeah, bro, I struggle getting girls. Like, dudes have legit problems. Now, granted, he probably had or like a charisma or a personality problem with society when it comes to men expressing themselves. Venting always looked at it as being soft. That's what I'm saying. Like, and so I mean, I'm not like we're having an intellectual analyzation of society. It's not really solution. We're not doing solutions. We're not here to fix the world. We can't fix the world. We can fix the people in our community, and hopefully that change is big enough to where we can fix the whole entire society. But I mean, you think you're gonna fix the liberals in New York and California and all the big cities? Come on, homie. Well, apparently I'm bringing something because you're steady in this chat arguing with me. You could have been clicked off to, and found a different live stream to watch. So apparently this is a topic that you're interested in. I have some trouble getting women on. Any solutions, bro? Well, it's no secret, bro. You're gonna have to get in the gym and look attractive. Get you a skill set in technological, um, as far as computer science in science or IT, anything that has to do with um, where the world is going. So AI, all this stuff. You know, if you're going, I mean, blue collar is fine too, but technologically is technology and society is all constantly innovating. So I would definitely go computer science, and that's going to solve your economics, getting the shape, in as far as looking fit and attracting women physically. And so those are the two things. Find something that you can tolerably do in tech. Because I look depressed. I don't feel depressed. Who was concerned? No, I wasn't suppressed. I'm not depressed. Just a serious topic to talk about. Solution. Stop thinking problem the problem is solved by more control or putting people in their place. A male fear of loneliness is not more important than a female fear of having to submit. That's interesting. We'll see you. We'll see you, Eddie. But more importantly, we have to bring awareness to this because nobody, how are you going to fix a problem that you're not aware of, that you won't admit? And this is an actual problem that has the capability and capacity to actually destroy society. What do you mean, Miles? Well, since women are pushing off their baby making years into their 30s, they only have one time, they only have one or two kids to push out at that point, which that's why we have a low birth rate. And if we have a low birth rate, how are we going to replace the workforce? How are we going to have soldiers to defend our borders? Oh no, I'm not mad at you, introvert. I'm not mad at you. But like most of the things in society, it's not. I mean, most things in life are not. It's not a secret for the most part. Yeah, it's just gonna have to be a lot of hard work, bro. Like after this live stream, I gotta go run for about 3 miles in the sun in Texas at 2 p.m. So yeah, just focus on getting your economics right, and that stems from getting a good job and career. And I would definitely go into tech, something with computer science or something like that, where the world is going, the tech industry, and I would get a six pack or get some muscles or just not even necessarily a six pack, just get a flat stomach which means you're going to eat right for 75% of your meals. Um, you can still have what you want, just like limit it to one cheat meal per week. I'm not gonna get into all of that. There's plenty of fitness channels and all that for all of that for you. You have to find out what fitness plan, what your body, what your goals are for your body to look like, your fitness plan, your nutrition plan, so that all that you have to do on yourself, on your own. Oh, bro, introvert, my man. I would go cybersecurity. I mean, you can do both, but content creation is extremely hard. YouTube is hard, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The reason why the uploads were slow this week is because I was feeling a little bit burnt out. You have to post three, four, five different times a day. I really need to be live streaming every single day. So, but yeah, cybersecurity, that is a very stable place. Cloud security, get your certifications, AWS, um, cloud computing, all that stuff is a great field. See, introvert, you going in the right place, bro. You in the right place. Dude, teach me. I'm a biker, but I need upper body stuff. Well, if you can't do push-ups and pull-ups, that means you need to go hit the weights first and get some of that weight off. So do you some dumbbell incline bench press. Do you some bench press period. Do you some tricep stuff, some bicep curls, and shoot for more higher reps. Do like 4 sets of 12. Nah, heck nah. Unless you gonna do some unless you a celebrity or you gonna do some X-rated content. Hell nah. Stay off OnlyFans. Just YouTube. YouTube is hard, bro. I think cybersecurity is a much easier field to get into. I just get the proper education for it. Go to actual school for it, and figure out what kind of cybersecurity tech you want to actually be. There's different kinds, if I'm not mistaken. So that's actually what I'm thinking about, like getting into, because I'm trying to career change as well. I wish I would have known what I know now back in college. That's extremely frustrating for me you know, consistently. Um, so yeah, that's a good work on get your body in shape and work on cybersecurity, bro. But a lot of this stuff, um, I'm not gonna let the guy Eddie, even though he didn't, even though he probably didn't mean bad. Um, but this is not a live stream complaint. This is an actual problem in society going forward. People have already calculated how this is going to look and been prepping you and all this stuff. So it's very important that we talk about these topics. These topics aren't, yeah, they might be a little bit doom and gloom, but these are serious topics that we need to talk about so that we can, somehow try to find a solution or how to navigate around it. So we're not in one that 1 out of 4, that 25% of people that's going to be single and lonely. Yeah, hell no, it's not. And if you do content creation, do evergreen content where you're teaching people and helping people and bringing some kind of value. Um, you have some kind of skill or something. Kumari, what's going on? So we got some people, different people coming in as I'm trying to end the stream, or I'm going to end the stream because I'm out of notes. I don't just come on here and talk. I actually have written notes for you guys. But that is my live stream. I appreciate you guys coming in here and socializing with me for this hour. We got some really good conversation. We got a little bit of debate going back and forth, which is what I welcome. I mean, it is what it is. We're going to disagree, and sometimes we're going to agree. This is not an echo chamber. But I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good weekend. I'll probably live stream sometime tomorrow. I don't know what actual time, But you guys look for me tomorrow. Be dropping a lot more videos this upcoming week. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.